Hey guys, what's up? If you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I've learned since I've been an apprentice. If you guys didn't know, I joined as an apprentice with Ballet almost a year ago today. I don't know when this video is going to go up, so it might be like quite a bit more than a year. I have learned literally so much this year. I have grown so much as a person, not just as a dancer. I feel like I've grown even more as a person, to be fair. I moved in with my flatmate. I was having to pay bills. It was like a big transition. I feel really grateful to have gone through it all. And this year has definitely not been an easy one. Growing pains are always going to be there in the metaphorical sense. I want to talk a bit about some things that maybe I would have done differently, or things that I'm gonna think about more as I move forwards. You guys might have heard a bunch of these things already because I talk about it on my channel constantly, because I'm kind of talking to you as I learn. You're hearing about my journey as I'm on it. I definitely do not have all the answers, and I've definitely got a ton more to learn. Thankfully, I have that chance to learn because I am being taken on as an artist, so that's super exciting. I'm gonna stop rambling on about next year and talk to you a bit about my experience this year. Coming in to my apprentice year, it had been pretty intense, to be fair. I had not expected it. I got my apprenticeship, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks before school was going to finish and I was going to graduate. I was actually planning on going to a trainee program. I had got a few offers from some different places, but I felt like I could really benefit from another year of trainings. And then suddenly this amazing opportunity, literally like a gift from God, came. I was so excited. I just couldn't believe like my dream had come true. I was going to be working with my dream ballet company. I had arranged a ton of summer intensives. So I was going to go to Princess Grace, masterclasses in Prague, Yorkshire Ballet seminars. And so I had a lot of things built up because I had no idea I was going to start so early on in the season. I think I wasn't really supposed to start till September, but then for the company we were starting on the 16th of August, so then I had to start like cancelling things. So I had a very busy summer building up to my first like month as an apprentice, which in hindsight I definitely would have cut down on how much I was doing. In addition, I was also working towards the Fontaine, and the deadlines for the submissions for that were literally like a week before I was meant to be starting. So I kind of wanted to stay in really good shape up till I filmed those videos and then have my summer. I think it was 6 days before I started, I finally filmed my submissions for the Fontaine. This is the commissions, and that one is contemporary. We did it! We got to the end! Still don't have Wi-Fi. We're gonna submit the video. This is it. This is the moment. I'm gonna press upload. Here we go. I'm done. Right. So long, guys. I just had recovered from COVID, done like a week intensive at Yorkshire Ballet seminars, and then gone and done this filming, which was also quite intense. And then I had 5 days off. It was a hugely daunting experience. Today's our first day of work. We're about to turn the corner into the BRB studios. This is a really big moment, and I'm so excited. Really excited. It's a brand new chapter, and praise the Lord for it. If any of you dancers have ever started at a ballet company before, you can imagine. I remember the first few days. They built us up very slowly, but I just remember shaking. Was in probably the best physical shape I'd ever been in, but I just couldn't hold my adage in the center. I just couldn't help but like think they were always looking at me. And back then, if I could talk to myself, I'd be like, no one actually cares whether you hold your arabesque or not except from you. Like, class is there to warm you up. It's the beginning of the season. No one's supposed to be like at the top of their game. Obviously it's different if you're like just joining a company because you're feeling like everyone's watching you. Enjoy it, do your dancing, be respectful of the other people around you, admire their unique and beautiful talents, but also be confident they wouldn't have like invited you if you didn't have something special to give to this class as well. So that was the kind of mindset I tried to go in with, but to be honest, I was just absolutely terrified. Couldn't believe I was there. I knew I wasn't necessarily at the standard that I wanted to be at, but I knew I would work until I was. The amazing studios, I was just overwhelmed, and I just would spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in the studios after class, because we didn't really have many rehearsals to start with, which was like definitely an adjustment. Coming out of graduate year, you've done like so much. You're doing like the most you've ever done, like 8 hours a dance a day, and then suddenly, right, this is really quiet. Like, how do I fill my time? My first point, pacing yourself. I think I got a little bit too excited when I first went and just went like the clappers. Actually got a little bit injured. Nothing serious. It went away in a few weeks. I didn't understand how important pacing yourself was in terms of not just the day. Like, I used to kind of think pacing myself throughout the day, so just keep it nice and easy. But it's actually like pacing yourself throughout the year, because it does not stop. Once it gets going, you do not stop. It just keeps going. Normally I think you have like maybe a 1 week off at Christmas. There's not a lot of time off, so you have to make sure that you are physically and mentally going to be capable of lasting the entire year. Whereas as a student, you'll have like half term, Easter holidays, like leave out weekends. That doesn't necessarily happen in a company. You have to be ready to give your all every single day for the whole year. If you have shorter rehearsal days, taking advantage of those days to rest and recover for the weeks ahead that are going to be more intense. For example, we have Swan Lake coming up this year, which is going to be a long tour. So this summer I've been attempting to try and rest to be ready for that tour, but work hard, but also pace, which is something I'm trying to learn. The last year really has been a learning experience on how to pace myself. The second one I think is along the same kind of lines, that sleep is very important to me. If I didn't sleep well, it had a direct effect on how my day would go at the company. You know, as a student, you just survive, you kind of get through it somehow, and you just wait until you get home for a weekend and just sleep like the whole time. I remember my first term at Elmhurst, the week I came back, we had like a half term, I slept the entire week. The thing with the ballet company is you don't have necessarily that liberty. Yeah, we do have a few weekends off, but they go so quickly. Which leads me on to my third point, which is, I feel like I said this in my ballet school video, but like, take your weekends. Like, if you have a weekend, take it to rest and recover. Find something that's going to help you relax, get your mind off work. If you need to go over choreography, but then put it to bed. Don't like over push yourself on the weekend. Still have a tendency of doing, but try not to do it. Shows should be the focus. When I first came in, I was in very student mindset of like, training was priority. Nothing else mattered. Training had to be center. But as a company, obviously the focus is for the shows. And if that means taking down the training a little bit, calming it down, pacing yourself, maybe not doing as many strengthening exercises as you would like to ensure you have energy to last the double show days ahead, that is more important, because what they want to see is consistency. Being able to perform at your best in all the shows, giving your energy in every single show, making sure that I had mental and physical energy specifically for the shows. The shows then became my focus, rather than, okay, can I fit in a workout and extra practice and another ballet class and stretches before the show starts, and maybe I can fit in this and that. Like, you need to focus on making sure your performances are as consistent as possible. And even if you think that maybe the role isn't that difficult, or I've done it 100 times, that 100th time could be when you make a little error because you're not thinking. You need to be fully present every time you're on that stage, because that's how the audience is going to enjoy it. Trying to be super aware of conserving energy for shows, not for training when it's show season, is important. When we have like a little bit more downtime season, that's when you can start focusing a bit more on the training. I remember there was a period of a few weeks where we didn't have shows, and then I was able to amp up the training a little bit. But again, in that, you have to be careful not to get injured. Learning how to balance and pace is something I am trying to learn still. That has been a big learning curve. Trying to nail the nutrition and fueling has been a huge one. I don't think I've quite got there yet. At the moment, I'm still trying to figure out what works for my body in terms of shows, in terms of rehearsals. Just keeping my energy consistent throughout the day has been something I'm trying to work on. This year has definitely made me treasure moments with my family like never before, just because I haven't been able to see them hardly at all. It's made me have to rise up in myself and rise in my confidence, because it's so easy. You're around your inspirations and the people that you look up to so much. I think I shifted my focus to being like, well, I am here, so I'm just going to give it my best every single day, and that is all I can do. If I had, gone in there and kind of given a half-baked class and blah, 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 yeah, then I'd have something to be upset about. But even if I had a bad class, as long as I know I gave it my all, really there's nothing more that I could give. That was what was important to me. As a rhythmic gymnast and as a ballet student who was Again, only went to vocational school during COVID. I had never really done that much quarter ballet work because we weren't allowed to be that close at ballet school. And then obviously as a rhythmic gymnast, everything is a solo in the individual competitions. That was a huge learning curve on like staying in line. It's something I'm still learning, like spatial awareness and staying in line is paramount. I think I'm still trying to learn because it's not necessarily a skill that I've had to embrace before. There's so much more I could talk about, guys. If you want a part 2, I can totally do a part 2. I feel like I literally just skimmed the surface of some of the topics I wanted to talk about, but otherwise I will be sitting here for like 3 hours and you guys will get bored. We're going to try and avoid that. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more videos like this, make sure to comment down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Make sure to dream big and make it happen. See you guys. It's wide as far as we